And the results are confirmed with Copeland in first.
And here we are again with the start list for the semi-final A and B with Hungary, United States, Netherlands, Brazil, Canada, and Hong Kong, China. And here we have Zsuzsanna Hajdu of Hungary in lane number 1. Once more for the first 3 places. Ursula Grobler from Washington for the United States in the lane number 2. Lane number 3, one of the heat winners, Marie-Anne Franken of the Netherlands. Another heat winner in lane 4, Fabiana Beltrame of Brazil. Then you might be surprised to see her in the single. Tracy Cameron for Canada in lane 5, back injury after the Lucerne World Cup, so they decided not to risk the Olympic qualification for the double and put her in the single here, and she's rowing very well indeed so far. And rounding up or completing this field, Lee Carman of Hong Kong, China in lane number 6. This is Tracy Cameron of Canada powering off the blocks, trying to secure her chance for a medal.
One of the most prominent injuries in rowing is the strained rib or an actual rib fracture, and that's what happened to Cameron. The timing was just terrible because it was the second week in August that she got the injury, and typically once you break a rib you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for recovery. So as a result of that, they had to put the spare into the lightweight women's double. Patricia Obi, she's doing a fine job with Lindsay Jenrich, but Cameron recovered enough to be able to compete here, but they said that the coaches said the priority was to try to qualify that lightweight women's double
that means
for the Olympics.
11th place overall in the lightweight women's double, so they should be able to make that. Patricia Obi being a under-23 bronze medalist in the single sculls just a few weeks ago, so she's a good replacement there. Let's look at the development on the first quarter of this race. Ursula Grobler doing a fine job here, just under a canvas lead for her over Fabiana Beltrame of Brazil.
Another look at Cameron here from behind. Love the symmetry of the single. And it is the lone endeavor, as you said before. It's all you and just you.
Yeah, then every lake is different, so you have to find your own race speed on the water you race on. This is a mountain lake. The water is not too warm. Also, the all things like salt and everything influences the feel of the boat. So it's very difficult to find your race pace. But of course, the athletes now have raced 1 or 2 races already and should be able to, and also trained a week or so here. So they should be able to really judge their stroke-by-stroke race pace. Ursula Grobler from Washington State, that is.
That's right. That's right. She's originally from South Africa and established American citizenship. She was in the light women's double last year. They finished 8th in Carapiro. And then this year, she did not make that boat. She went to the singles trials and won that instead. But Beltrame from Brazil, now with open water. Grobler appears to be in second.
Yeah, Beltrame of Brazil managed to get into the final last year and was 4th there in the World Championships at Carapiro, New Zealand. We see her here with a 3/4 of a length lead over Grobler from the United States. And then the other athletes a little bit behind. We don't get a side shot at this point, but we can see also very good rowing from Fabiana Beltrame of Brazil. Well, she's just 29 now, so she could easily compete also in 4 years' time, or 5 years' time actually, at the Rio Olympic Games, if she finds a good partner to bring her into a fast lightweight women's double scull, the only Olympic class in the lightweight women's sector. Here we have the non-Olympic event, lightweight women's single sculls. 59 kilos again, and Fabiana Beltrame still in the lead. Challenge though coming from Ursula Grobler at this point, just a canvas separating both crews at the halfway mark.
Definitely a big push there by Grobler. You can see Beltrame, she also has these big blades, you know, the heavier load. Canada in third, a few seconds back to Hungary than the Netherlands and Hong Kong. But you can see she lifts a little bit with the shoulders to take the catch. She's got this big blade. You can tell it's a big blade because it's got this widened part on the bottom. It's rounded. And some people like to row with that kind of load. And the danger with it, though, is it's you got to make sure if your catch is not that good, if you're missing a little water, hey, it's kind of okay because the blade is so big, the surface area, it definitely scoops the water quite a bit.
You think also when the conditions would be rougher, it might be an advantage to have that bigger blade? Or?
Well, you know, I remember the last time I rode in a boat with a big blade like that, if it's really rough, it's a little dangerous because that rounded part on the bottom actually starts to catch the crest of the waves.
So here we have once more Ursula Grobler, 31 years old, and she now took the lead from Beltrame of Brazil, but both athletes are really moving away from the rest of the pack, headed by Tracy Cameron of Canada. Also, she has established 1.5 lengths margin over the rest of the field. Susanna Haidu of Hungary in 4th place at the moment.
Definitely a strong contrast in styles here between Brazil and the United States. The Brazil stroke is definitely geared towards accelerating to the finish. The United States is quickness to the catch and jumping. And it's definitely working for Grobler now. She seems to have established a rhythm that's quick and light and working, but now Beltrame trying to cut back in. And with 500 meters to go, she may be beginning her lift for the line. But again, 3 boats through for the semifinals, and there is a clear margin between the top 3 right now and the rest of the group.
So you have to keep the balance between winning this race and also doing something for your in the psychological side, or rather conserving energy and be content with 2nd place. So this is the decision that Fabiana Beltrame has to make now, with Ursula Grobler of the United States in the lead as we come to the last 400 meters of this race.
And Grobler just at 31 strokes a minute. I checked the pace on the last semifinal, and Great Britain crossed the line at 34. So certainly no sprint in the other boat in the other semifinal for the finish. And again, the racing is compacted at this regatta, so that's making there is some conservation when you can do it.
So I think with this tactics applied, you can't really compare the times, can you? I mean, we see big differences between 1st and 3rd even in this race, between the leading Ursula Grobler of the United States and then Beltrame of Brazil in 2nd and Cameron of Canada. You can see her to the left of your picture right now in 3rd place. Maybe a challenge coming now from Haidu of Hungary, but still a length between those athletes. So you can't really compare the times properly or make any. It
will just make for more suspense for us for the final.
So coming to the last 100 meters, we have indeed still Ursula Grobler for the United States in the lead. It's about 10 strokes for her to the line, a long stroke, still maintaining her high race pace set on that 2nd half, and she decided to move past the Brazilian, now in 2nd place, Fabiana Beltrame for South America here. And now there's a sprint from Susanna Haidu of Hungary. Can she catch Tracy Cameron on the line? It's once more bow to bow, but I think the Canadian just managed to slip across the line in 3rd place. Tracy Cameron for Canada versus Susanna Haidu of Hungary. Confirmation will come any second now, but that was a good final sprint definitely from Susanna Haidu, and 6th place in this race for Li Kaman of Hong Kong, China. And here we have the confirmation already, 3rd place for Tracy Cameron of Canada. So she also secures her medal hooks there.
For what it's worth, this semifinal was 2 seconds faster than the other one, but I think I think that no one is going to come out of these 2 semis and assume anything.
Yeah. So
what an outstanding, amazing sprint from the Canadian. She definitely was not in the picture, 1,500 meters, but there you see it. Ursula Grobler in 1st, and Beltrame 2nd, Cameron